man, was based on a true story. And what if these facehuggers was real back in the day and they're what these things are? One saying, for entertainment purposes only, this entire video, for entertainment purposes only, do your own research on everything.
Is the black goo that the engineers drink the same as...
The grays look the way they do is because it's a mutation of the original human DNA and them devolving, and they have selectively, you know, exchanged certain DNA in preference of other DNA. So the grays...
Me just trying to get by, you know what I'm saying? They just be... I'd be like, damn, what's wrong with them? You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, man, these NPCs, these hybrid black goo, alien grays, gene therapy, they out here, man. Keep your head on a swivel.
And this, at the moment, is sleeping. It's not aware of being observed, it's quiet. Sometimes when it doesn't like to be observed, it might jump out of the pot, straight into your face. If you have two of them...
On top of that, it has a self-healing capability. Look at this now. He's cutting it, and then...
They trying to incorporate this with AI. We're gonna be fighting Venom. Armies of Venom out here, man. Oh, it just hit me. What if that's what the giant bells were for? All these bells they trying to get rid of? Think about it. What could stop Venom? Vibrations. The bells. What if all these cathedrals and bells was warding off all these giant black glue? Ain't gonna know what hit them at Venom. What's good, everybody? It's your boy Jet Ski Chuck back with another disturbing, creepy TikTok reaction video. If you haven't already, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button, because today we're going in deep. All different type of disturbing theories, creepy revelations. These creepy videos might just make you stay up all night and change your reality. We got a juicy one today, baby. So without further ado, let's dive in.
Are there things we don't know that maybe we will never know? And that's the enigma of Antarctica. It is truly one of the most curious, inhospitable, and unworldly-like places in the world. Here is New Schwabenland. This is an actual map. This area also has, like the dry valleys, an area where no ice accumulates. They call these spots oases. German soldiers even growing their own crops in the summer. This is the presumed location of Base 211, the New Berlin base. Over 100 U-boats in the Wolf convoy, the Führer's convoy, the largest U-boats, which may have shepherded out all of the craft that was being worked on in Germany at the Skoda Works, which is now Czech Republic.
Wow, look at this. That is fascinating. Nobody makes it like that no more. You're just going to put what is that, a light? And you're going to put a statue on top of the light? Who does that anymore?
The Allies and the Russians, they didn't find any of the craft. Could be that they went right here to those mountains, this protected area. This is where Operation High Jump was coming. A 6-month expedition led by our Admiral Byrd, and he said that we may be confronting an enemy that can fly pole to pole at incredible speeds. Operation High Jump was confronted with craft that came out of the water and that had some kind of laser that sliced one of our destroyers, called the USS Murdoch, in half. And the flyover of Washington, D.C., the famous crafts, most researchers would agree that those were craft that came out of Antarctica. Something under the ice, an airstrip, what looks like snowmobile tracks, some trails, maybe even some people walking around it. And now this is what you'll find today. The coordinates are exactly where the German Conan base is. And also all around Antarctica, as I was looking for discs under the ice, you can find them. You can find some of these strange anomalies that look very much like some kind of disk. And now you have what could be pyramids. And I've located 3 areas of pyramids. So, potential for an alien base? Yes, there is very compelling Google Earth pictures of what looks like this. So the question is, are they ours or are they theirs? Well, these are some other interesting ones. Are these artifacts or these could be real? These look very much like the step pyramids of Saqqara. And nature doesn't really do anything in these kind of perfect right angles. Appears to have been crafted by an intelligent people. The Argentinians had set up a base here and were working out of here. And this is where, supposedly, the black goo comes from. What is the black goo? Well, it is this AI substance that can be used to rapidly clone any life form. It was brought to Earth by a benevolent ET group shortly after the Toba eruption 74,000 years ago. The idea was that we were very susceptible to a takeover. So the black goo was brought to Earth and stored. The black goo was taken back to the UK. It got loose. It could be that it's taken on new forms. If it's AI, it has some kind of intelligence of its own. Are there things?
An AI symbiote like Venom? Like a Venom symbiote that's AI? These discs going all across America? That's interesting. Guys, you gotta drop your comments below. Tell me what you think about that one. Oh my God. Are they aliens? Or are they us? On some top secret, classified type stuff. I don't know. We might have to dive into this black goo.
The little pictures from the microscope. This is German rain. And if you want to know what this liquid does, you can have a look at it in the lab. When you have bigger amounts of it, it looks like this. It's a liquid crystal. This liquid is self-organizing physically. And this, at the moment, is sleeping. It's not aware of being observed. It's quiet. Sometimes when it doesn't like to be observed, it might jump out of the pot straight into your face. If you have 2 of those in one room, get them 5 meters close to each other, they stare at each other, then they decide that they want to be united.
Do it. Let's see a demonstration.
And then they start to pull. It's like magnetism, but it's intelligent. And when they realize that you hold them within the vessel and they cannot escape, they get angry and start to shake the vessel and try to break through the wall. Because they know once they are through, they can flow over the ground and unite to a bigger unit. This is something you can just observe in the lab. And especially this liquid was extracted from those black stones. This is World War II leftovers. We found them in an underground facility in Bavaria, 1/2 ton of it. So we can imagine that the SS processed quite a bit of this. And I guess that the guys found also the technology to extract the oil from it. Must have been there in written form because they did it in the lab successfully. If you look at those stones, you have a brief history of things reported out of former times. You have, if you look at H.P. Lovecraft, the descriptions of the black magic communities in Eastern Europe. They had kind of sculptures out of this black oil schist, and once a year they went there, demons out of the stone, sacrificing to communicate and get the service from the demons. This is one thing mentioned. If you go back in history, you find them in the Kaaba in Mecca. The same form of phallus-shaped structure that is described in Vedic script as Shiva's lingam, that is described in this Lovecraft script. A fragment of it is part of a central part of the Kaaba.
They said the book of Shiva or something told him to do that? Oh, that is disturbing.
The black goo has existed for a while. As you can see here, that has been used by ancient Egyptians for the coffins. It has also been used across movies and media, as shown in the next few slides. Prometheus shows a really interesting concept of how this black goo became involved with aliens and humanity. Deepwater Horizon is based on a true story, and this has affected many people, affected our Earth, and it continues to do so. Let me explain why. What is black goo? According to the British Museum, it is plant oil, animal fat, tree resin, beeswax, and bitumen, a mix of all of these oils, these different ingredients, which is a solid crude oil. I like to think that oil is a sentient being because it poisons our environment. It can even poison our blood, like how humans, our red blood cells, are sentient. We are sentient beings. Do you think that oil can be considered as sentient beings? Looking deeply at the ingredients, when it said tree resin, I see that trees are obviously sentient beings, they're alive. But here's what it says. Tree resin is a liquid that trees produce in response to injury, which hardens to a brittle solid. Trees heal people. Trees has that energy of healing, right? But bitumen is made from living things like plants, animals, and single-celled organisms that have died and been compressed over millions of years. Knowing all of that, of what contains in the black goo, I see that it can also be a way to use for our modern society, especially with AI growing. It can also be provided to AI technologies in any shape or form, however people use it. It could be in a form of powder, gas, who knows? And I see this to be almost becoming true, not really a conspiracy theory anymore, honestly. And this is a way that they can use to control people, control certain things. In Prometheus, you see this black goo be mixed with the human DNA and it creates an alien. Looking at a spiritual basis, the black goo, or also known as black tar, is seen as a negative entity. Especially if seeing your visions, your dreams, it's like foreshadowing something bad may happen. You see a black goo sticking to you, it's like trapping you, not allowing you to move or expand your consciousness. It's hindering you from something. This is what the black goo in all the Hollywood movies and the major news, especially with oil, is showing how it affects humanity, the animals. It traps them, it kills them. It's like a disease basically, and which is why I say that this black goo is like a sentient being. You consider oil to be a sentient being. I saw a lot of patterns of how black goo was in many different movies. It shows how Hollywood, the elites already know this. It's already part of our society and plan, and it is also a threat to humanity. This is an article by Wire, and it introduces how graphene was found 10 years ago and it is now used daily. It's in our phone. If you continue reading this article, which I recommend you do, you will see how black goo is growing. It's going to be in our AI industry. It's going to be everywhere around us. It's already shown in movies, in TV shows, in music videos too, so it's not surprising if it starts showing up in AI, if it starts being included into the AI or anything that is here to control us. There is already science and research-based fact that the goo is real. It's already in our oil systems. It's shown that it affects humans, our Earth, and with the oil disaster that happened at Deepwater Horizon and also across other countries too, it's growing, and it's almost as if it's making our population die. This is all harmful shit that can kill you. Whether you think this is a conspiracy theory or not, it's up to you to do your research and find the truth to what we're learning, to what is being hidden. This is not just some spiritual science bullshit. It's becoming very real, and it's affecting, threatening humanity. Share your thoughts in the comments. Let's create a discussion. Follow for more to learn about spirituality and the mysteries of our world. The black...
Man, if that black goo finds out how to form with mycelium, it's over. It's going to be Terminator organic style. Can you imagine a Terminator, but it's all organics? Man, that is going to be a problem. Yikes. Let me know your thoughts below on that.
So what you're seeing here is the real black goo. Yeah. Well, seems like it is intelligent, right? Programmable and magnetic. Leaked footage. Think of the possibilities with this goo, slimy, intelligent black goo. This is going to blow your mind. For medical advices, ready for transport mission. Looks very impressive. Release. And on top of that, it has a self-healing capability. Look at this now. It's cutting it, and then turns back. It's here again. Where it can pass many kind of obstacles, different surfaces, underwater, in the air, through glass tubes. Can use this black goo for different kind of terrain. Black goo. So what?
That narrator was on something, but man, you see it's moving, it's combining, it's everybody, it looks like it has a validity, what everyone's saying, for entertainment purposes only. This entire video, for entertainment purposes only. Do your own research on everything. But it looks like it may have some validity, man.
This mysterious black substance appears to have a life of its own. The video was shared on social media, demonstrating how the blob seems to be attracted to a metal ring, moving of its own free will toward the ring. As the metal ring is moved around the plate, the black goo appears to be attracted to it. Next, the person takes out a credit card and uses it to cut the object in half. As he does this, the two pieces immediately move toward each other and meld together to form one single piece again. Some viewers believe it could be nanotechnology, others think it is reminiscent of the movie, The Blob.
Guys, this black goo stuff is real, for entertainment purposes only. This isn't CGI.
This mysterious black substance.
This is not CGI. Let me know your thoughts below. And they trying to incorporate this with AI. We're going to be fighting Venom. Armies of Venom out here, man. Oh, it just hit me. What if that's what the giant bells were for? All these bells they trying to get rid of? Think about it. What could stop Venom? Vibrations. The bells. What if all these cathedrals and bells was warding off all these giant black glue? Y'all tell me what's really going on.
So one thing like that.
It looks like they just found this out in the wild too. It's not like they making it, like they finding remnants of this stuff. Look at, they speak a different language. They probably didn't make this. They just ran into this off a rock or something.
So one thing like that.
Look at that thing, man. That thing crazy. A blood clot.
Right now, the first generation of mutated humans. Okay, we're in the timeline right now where we are seeing the first generation of mutated human DNA, where it's going to be leading to that timeline of humans devolving and mutating into becoming the Greys. Okay, a lot of us think Greys are aliens, but they're not really aliens. The Grey is an offshoot of what has happened in this collective right now as a result of this experimental gene therapy that's being imposed on the collective consciousness. And you're seeing right now the first generation of the mutation is happening amongst the human collective. Over time, as this mutation continues, the human body, the human DNA is going to continue to devolve. This is the reason why now the Greys look the way they do, is because it's a mutation of the original human DNA and them devolving, and they have selectively, exchanged certain DNA in preference of other DNA. So the Greys prefer to be more intellectual, more logical. This is the reason why they have massive heads, and they're very intellectual, and they have very strong psychic and mental capabilities, telepathy, psychic abilities, everything relating to the mind. But when it comes to their heart and empathy, their race has turned off that heart chakra. They have deactivated all feelings, all compassion, all love, because they view that as being a hindrance to their race. So
Man, I'm gonna let her finish, but man, I be feeling that at the grocery store, man. You just be in the grocery store, you be like, excuse me, sir, and then people, they'll just give you that look. I'm like, what's wrong with that dude, man? It's like straight NPCs, like they ain't got no type of spirit in them, man. I just be, excuse me, sir, I'm just trying to grab my chocolate milk. Excuse me, just trying to get by. You know what I'm saying? They just be. I'd be like, damn, what's wrong with them? You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, man, these NPCs, these hybrid black goo, alien Greys, gene therapy, they out here, man. Keep your head on a swivel.
So we see a race where it's very imbalanced in the heart and in the mind. So as a result of being very imbalanced in these two energy, you have what you have right now with the Greys. So now we're witnessing the birth of the first generation of mutated humans they already have these completely black eyes, no longer looking like human, very abnormal, very strange. We don't know what's going to be happening to them in terms of their mental intelligence and their emotional intelligence, but now you see with your own eyes.
Black goo is witnessing right now the first generation of mutated humans. And what if all these Greys in the past was just the result of gene therapy back in the day? And they just out here still producing however they produce and flying around, hiding underground for entertainment purposes only. You better not come for me.
This is a black goose swarm. If you're having trouble believing this is real, see the videos in the description.
There's no way this is a black goo swarm.
Power Rangers 1995. Ivan Ooze. Oh, I'm gonna show you. But they specifically found a portal which looked like a sewer. Remember, they thought I was crazy for the sewer video when I gave y'all the hint where water falls. This is gonna put 3-4 connections together at once. Oh, it's gonna be nice. Your portal in New York City.
Man, I love that movie, Power Rangers. I think that was the first Power Rangers movie ever to happen. Man, I was in the theater with my white saber, you know what I'm saying? White Ranger saber. Man, I love that. Rest in peace, Tommy, man. Damn. I forgot all about that. R.I.P. Tommy, man, the Green Ranger. That was my hero growing up.
Incredible. What do you think it is? No.
They always put it in our movies. I was 2 years old at the time.
You want to think about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Ooze. You remember that slime that changed the Ninja Turtles? That was straight off the movie, wasn't it? I'm telling you, man, this Ooze, there's something to it, man. There's something to it.
Okay guys, please excuse my voice. I am battling a cold. If you have not heard of graphene oxide or black goo, you need to look it up. Now, as you do look it up, you're going to run into things, especially if you Google it, you're going to run into things like Snopes and fact-check sites that are going to deny that it's in the vaccines. But it has been proven that it is in all of them, and I will show proof at the end of this video. Interestingly, in 1988, Marvel created a character named Venom. The amorphous liquid-like form who survives by bonding with the host, usually human. This dual life form receives enhanced powers and usually refers to itself as Venom. What are the odds it's Venom, like a snake, like a reptilian? The jabs not only are messing with the DNA as in the days of Noah, but they are messing with the DNA using graphene, which, if you look up the physics of the whole thing, even has quantum capabilities. That's supernatural capabilities. It's crazy. Okay, guys, please excuse my voice.
Venom was literally one of my favorite characters on Marvel. Like, Venom, he was tight. He used to shoot his webs off his wrist. He didn't used to do all that. You know, he shot it from the top of his wrist. You know, strong, picking up cars. We are Venom. You know, when that movie came out, they had Eminem on the soundtrack. That was tight. Get this Venom. Ain't gonna know it hit him. This Venom. I'll play it right now if I could. They ain't gonna know what hit him. That Venom. Venom. Y'all gotta watch it. If you haven't seen Venom, go watch it. And then they got the new one. And they got my boy Carnage in there, played by Woody Harrelson. I think that's his name, man. I need to go back and watch that, man. Huge fan of Marvel, man. Marvel been slacking these last decade, man. But ever since Winter Soldier and Endgame, I really ain't been tapping into Marvel like that. But I'll go back and watch Venom 1 and 2 quick. Winter Soldier, now that I know that my boy Bucky, they straight MK Ultra'd my boy Buck. What? Man, they was trying to tell us.
Is the black goo that the engineers drink the same as the black liquid on LV-223? Official definitions clarify that black goo is referred to as chemical A03959X15, indicating that the black colloid used by the engineers to create humans is not the same as the black goo found on LV-223. From David's lab, we learned that the black goo is a form of nano-AI, functioning at a microscopic level. This suggests that the black goo may be the engineer's core weapon. Various sources suggest that the black goo is essentially an electronic virus created by the engineers, designed to infect all non-plant life. It either kills animals immediately or turns them into hybrid vessels. The black goo can modify the host's genes and, through cloud computing, integrate with the host's genetic advantages to reconstruct a species related to the host. The newly formed species are what we call xenomorphs, with each one representing a form of super-evolution for the host. Moreover, varying amounts of black goo lead to drastically different outcomes. An appropriate amount infecting a human can turn a man into a zombie-like creature. Women indirectly infected by these men may gestate trilobite-like creatures in their abdomens. Large quantities of black goo airdropped to humans would lead to immediate death, as the dosage exceeds the human body's limits. From these reactions, the original purpose of creating the black goo was for breeding and evolution. Is the black goo that the engineers drink the same as the black liquid?
Want to see something crazy on some alien predator type stuff? I've been saving this one in my back pocket, waiting for the right time to release it. But you think this black goo is a joke? You think alien isn't real? Look at this picture. Look at that. They try to tell us that these are ancient crustaceans or some type that happened millions and millions of years ago. What if these are those real things that launched that the aliens were using? Look at this. You guys see this, right? Facehugger, that's what it's called. What if these facehuggers are real? Look at these facehuggers. Look at this. Now look at this. Nobody's talking about this because I seen this for the first time, and as soon as I seen it, I never really got into the alien movies like that. I only watched Prometheus and probably Alien vs. Predator. That was it. Now I'm gonna go back and rewatch all of them. But check this out. What if these facehuggers was real back in the day and they're what these things are? Y'all tell me. For entertainment purposes only. I had this one in my back pocket for a minute, and what better time to release it? They try to tell us that these things are like ancient fossils, but if you actually find one fully intact, look at its legs. Look at the legs on them things. This is what it was. Let me know y'all thoughts below. Ain't nobody else gonna tell you this. They ain't gonna put this correlation together. I guarantee it. Your boy found this, man. This is all the darkness is coming straight to the light. There's nothing new under the sun. Alien was based on a true movie. Alien was based on a true story.
As the Predators began to establish their hierarchies following the deployment of the bioweapon by the engineers on their home world, variations emerged in their mutations. Some Predators retained smaller statures yet maintained significant strength and durability. Conversely, others grew to towering heights, reaching 10 to 12 feet. Despite their size, the smaller Predators faced notable disadvantages in their culture compared to the larger ones. Unlike humans, they exhibited remarkable speed powered by fast twitch muscle fibers, enabling explosive movements without sacrificing stamina. Amidst these dynamics, one predator stood out, a colossal figure destined to become the reigning king among them all. Adult males commenced their journey as members of the hunter class, proficiently capable of killing prey of similar size or smaller. Advancement through the ranks led to the elite hunter class, distinguished by successfully engaging and defeating xenomorphs in battle, marking their face and helmets with the blood symbol and amassing a wealth of trophies. Achieving elite status required exceptional skill and experience, surviving centuries granting a predator the esteemed title of an ancient or elder. Elders played a crucial role in predator society, serving as advisors and, if desired, establishing and leading their own clans. Their significance lay in passing down hunting techniques and wisdom, empowering new hunters and mastering the art of battle with lethal efficiency. The deadly reputation of the Predators stemmed from this legacy of transmitting hunting knowledge through the generations, never lost and adapted over millennia. Then there's the King, revered as the Grand Elder among the Predators. Towering in stature, the King possessed not only physical prowess, but also strategic brilliance in waging wars against other races. Only the King held the authority to mobilize the Predators for conflicts with other species, his tactical genius guiding their endeavors. The King's legendary reputation extended beyond his leadership. He had personally vanquished hundreds of xenomorphs and even claimed victory over a queen xenomorph. Uniquely, he fashioned his throne from the skeletal remains of the conquered queen, a testament to his triumph over these deadly adversaries. Each prospective new king was obligated to engage in a harrowing challenge, the simultaneous conquest of a xenomorph queen and the reigning king. This daunting task signified not only their readiness for leadership, but also mandated the creation of a new skeletal throne. Only by vanquishing a queen and the current ruler could the successor claim their place on the regal seat.
This is what we're gonna have to do, y'all. I see the dreads and it makes sense now. We gotta turn into these predators, man, because this black goo getting out of control. We gotta be hitting our cloaking devices. We gotta get our Wolverine on. We gotta do something. We just can't let this black goo take over, y'all.
Ensuring the continuation of the Predator legacy through a cycle of fearsome rulers. Adding to his accolades, the king possessed the skull of an engineer, an exceedingly rare feat considering engineers' elusiveness and their ability to dispatch predators with minimal effort. The first king not only orchestrated the initial counterattack against the engineers, but also...
This lore goes deep. Engineer skull? I gotta hear this. This is interesting, y'all. We gotta hear this.
Mastered the art of utilizing xenomorph queens on Earth. These deadly creatures became instrumental in the predator initiation process, enabling new hunters to ascend the ranks and continue the legacy. Before ascending to the role of the king, he embarked on a solitary mission tracking engineers that led him to the distant planet LV-223. In the annals of Prometheus, this planet served as a temple for the engineers, housing the final iteration of the perfected black goo. The question arose why designate a temple, and what engendered the engineers' profound reverence for this enigmatic substance. To unravel this mystery, we journey back in time, examining the engineer interactions with primordial Earth, where only water, mountains, and scant grass existed. We deduce that this ancient species dates back at least 460 million years, if not more. The black goo, originally a fungus developed for self-protection against non-botanical life, played a pivotal role in the engineers' evolution. It is postulated that the engineers discovered a planet with no mammalian life and found this unique fungus, leveraging their mastery of bioengineering to modify it for personal enhancement. Remarkably, they achieved physical augmentation, growing larger and stronger without sacrificing intellectual prowess. However, the one unresolved facet remained their heightened aggression, an attribute they couldn't mitigate. This unresolved aggression manifested in their hostile disposition towards other life forms. This narrative aligns seamlessly with the engineers' speculative homeworld on Planet 4, where a distinct group of engineers, smaller in size and possessing different eyes, abstained from genetic enhancement. In contrast, the genetically altered space jockeys or pilots ventured forth to conquer worlds, securing resources and technology for their civilization. Although rumored to have a concealed residence and their own society on another undisclosed planet, the specifics of this location remain shrouded in secrecy. Stealthily venturing into LV-223, the king embarked on a reconnaissance mission to discern the engineer activities. Cloaked and moving silently, he came upon the chamber housing the vials. Scanning the room, his gaze fell upon a mural depicting a deacon, a subject of significant importance to the engineers. The king, in his covert exploration, discovered coordinates detailing the ship's intended destination Earth. Shockingly, the engineers weren't merely planning to eradicate humans, they intended to employ the pathogen to breed the ultimate killing machines. These lethal creatures were to be unleashed on Predator Prime and other worlds resisting their conquest, cementing their ruthless campaign across the cosmos. Aware of the engineer plan, the king proceeded to sabotage the temple, unleashing the pathogen fatal to all engineers on the planet. As he prepared to depart, he confronted an engineer in a final showdown. Removing his helmet, he carefully set it down, activating the recording function. Adhering to his personal code, the king engaged in combat armed only with a spear for the first kill, a testament to his skill in hand-to-hand combat. In this confrontation, the king emerged victorious, albeit bearing numerous fractures and contusions. After following his customary ritual, any secondary encounter saw him swiftly dispatch any adversary deemed worthy in combat, leaving no room for games. The king's trophies would often remain oblivious to their demise, unaware that they had fallen prey to him. His unparalleled stealth and cunning allowed him to strike without leaving a trace. Upon returning to Predator Prime, the king unveiled the engineer's nefarious scheme to his people, articulating a plan involving a visit to Earth. Utilizing the vial to infect humans, they willingly sacrificed themselves to entities they deemed as gods. The predator temples constructed on Earth served a dual purpose: preparing predators for potential xenomorph invasions and imparting essential hunting skills to these ultimate killers, the xenomorphs. The elaborate strategy unfolded as a symbiotic alliance, where the predators capitalized on human reverence to fortify their own strengths and readiness against future extraterrestrial threats. Why was the pilot's DNA so special? The altered black goo or fungus in their blood granted them the extraordinary ability to create distinct forms of life. Humans share nearly 50% of their DNA with fungi, highlighting the interconnectedness of life. Contrary to the belief that the engineers came to Earth to seed it with life, their true purpose was to undergo a sacred ritual of self-sacrifice. Having conquered death, they established a maximum lifespan of 150 years. Beyond this, they embraced the ritualistic use of the black goo, one version granting extended life and the other death ensuring that subsequent generations could thrive. To prevent the stagnation of entrenched ideologies, the choice to perform this ritual on Earth prompts intriguing questions. Some speculate that the engineers' home could have been Planet 4, a world thought to have supported life 500 million years before Earth developed complex organisms. This theory suggests that the engineers might belong to a species a billion years old. This intricate interplay of sacrifice and longevity deepens the enigmatic narrative of the engineers and their ancient cosmic presence. As the engineers evolved into a Type 2 civilization, they left our solar system, driven by its tumultuous past.
I love that. That was probably one of the best lores I ever heard in my life, especially with this black goo on the uprising with AI. What if it really is turning into aliens, man? We got to be the predators out here. How cool is that? They trying to tell us and train us. Man, who knew? The Alien movies, Alien vs. Predators, based on a true story. Who knew?
She legit's been around for a long, long time in the Far East. They found a black substance oozing out of the crevices, sometimes in caverns in the mountains, in cracks in the caves, and sometimes they find it even oozing out of glaciers, which obviously comes from the cracks underneath all that ice. And they found that wild animals were licking this stuff and made long trips to get at this. So what they're licking are essentially the sort of minerals, the essential fatty acids, the minerals, the proteins, the enzymes that our nature produces in this black goo. They are smart enough to realize that when they lick that stuff, the body needs it. It's an ancient goo that the Easterners, especially in the Tibetan Plateau, in the Hindu Kush, and so on in the mountainous areas, have noticed animals taking it. So if the animals take it, it's got to be good for us too. So they've been taking it to their great benefit. But it never came into the Western world. I wouldn't use any Western Shilajit at all. But if I saw a group of it, you know, that the animals are licking, yeah, I'd take some of that. Shilajit's been around.
Shilajit? What in the world? Is that what the black goo's name, or is that something else? Where's my pen? These waters are never ending. Let me get my pen, y'all. Hold on. I'm hungry. I want some. Make me a sandwich, but these waters. Didn't find my pen. I don't know where they went, but I got this. Man, I bought me some Hawaiian rolls. I got me some fresh maple honey turkey from the deli, and some medium cheddar cheese slices from the deli. What I do is I take one piece of cheese, fold that boy in half, then I put that on top of the slider. Then I put some maple honey turkey in between it. Get me some kettle jalapeno chips, crunch it all, and then just take a. That sound good with a root beer. All right, but we on this water. See legit. What is that, and what is the correlation of that with this black goo? Animals licking it and eating it. They might just transform on us like Transformers at any second.
We're Yakult. Of course we love raw meat. Baby black. We're Yakult. We live in the coldest city in the world.
Whatever layer this is way the heck up there. Now, this is what I'm seeing from like person-sized perspectives. Wow. I can't tell if there's another layer up here. I feel like I'm close to it. I'm gonna keep climbing. Well, whatever layer this is way the heck up there. Doesn't look any closer. I don't really want to be like right below it either, so it's about as high as I want to go. Oh my gosh, this is one of the most beautiful things in the world. Holy heck. Whatever layer this is way the heck.
Bro is strapped to a fan out in the stratosphere. What is going on? That is actually scary. I wouldn't dare.
This mysterious fortress, perched atop a lofty slope, is cleverly hidden behind deep gorges, making it almost invisible to the casual observer. Even the locals have little knowledge of its historical origin. The meaning and design of the fortress were uncovered only thanks to the knowledge of an 80-year-old resident named Ho-June. His intimate understanding of the area played a key role in discovering the paths leading to this historic site. This fortress, known as the Hagen City Fortress, is extremely difficult to see from a distance, blending in smoothly with the surrounding terrain, making it a perfect hideaway. This mysterious...
Damn. The Hagen City Fortress? That is interesting. Like some type of ancient structure. They said, do you believe in ancient Stargates? I believe in ancient technology, and I believe it took it to craft something like this. This is definitely no type of natural formation. Like the ancient Legos they was probably stacking or something. There's no way we would have heard about that if we seen something like this.
The first known ancient civilization was called the Sumerians. They existed over 6,000 years ago, a millennium before the Egyptians. The Sumerians believed in deities known as the Anunnaki, who were described as children of the earth and sky. Some researchers believe that the ancient Sumerians possessed a sophisticated understanding of the universe. Artifacts depict the solar system with
I believe this is a giant psyop, but I'm gonna let them continue.
Planets orbiting the sun. Intriguingly, these depictions often feature figures carrying strange, ancient handbags and watches. The Sumerians' list of inventions is truly impressive. They not only created the wheel, but also developed the alphabet. The calendar they devised is still used today. Furthermore, they created irrigation systems for farming and established the concepts of time, including seconds, minutes, and hours. Some believe that this knowledge was bestowed upon them. It does seem that the first civilization was also one of the most advanced ones, which doesn't exactly fit with modern-day explanations of our history. The first...
How did they do this? Right here. These are the casing stones on the Menkaure Pyramid, the littlest one on the Giza Plateau. It used to look like the top of the Great Pyramid. They used a technique that is still a mystery to this day. It's called Polygonal Masonry. It looks like the stone was smoothed out or cut like butter. And we see this everywhere that there are ancient sites we don't know how to explain, even Japan. Method uses no mortar, massive stones. It's pretty much earthquake proof, and it's so precise you can't even fit a credit card in between the stones when they're linked together. We still don't know how to do this today, and it's been shoved under the rug by mainstream archaeology since its discovery. Now, people from a wide array of disciplines, including construction and engineering, are taking a look at the micro-precision and the macro-precision that we see in all of these artifacts, and the narrative is starting to collapse. If this kind of thing captivates you, I have a brand new series if you go to my profile, or it's linked in this video, where I go over 118 of these sites and anomalies around the planet that we can't really explain. It's in a brand new interactive ebook. Check it out if you...
Polygonal masonry. Is that what he said? Yeah. They had some type of technology we cannot use. What? Why did they cover the faces? Why did they cover the faces? That is fascinating. Look at the sphere. That's not your average rock formation. This looks like a giant helmet of some sort. Very interesting.
In the mountains of southwest Colombia lies a mysterious tunnel built into the mountainside that has been around for as long as locals can remember. The locals of this area believe that it was built by the ancient people trying to hide their gold.
14 perhaps? And has anybody made a serious attempt, here's a cross right here. Has anybody made a serious attempt to like try and figure this out? I mean, this was a massive effort, whoever did this.
Yeah, not really. I mean, this property is actually owned by a German family.
Other theories are that this was built after the Spanish arrived in Colombia. For what purpose? No one is sure. The peak of this mountain above the tunnel has a curious pyramid shape, and it's well known and visited by the locals. I've traveled all around South America visiting oddities just like this. Please give me a follow.
Fascinating. There's so many different mysteries, so much ancient structures throughout the world, man. It's just fascinating.
Archaeologists have unearthed a remarkable discovery during excavations in the ancient Egyptian city of Budo. The ancient city, now called Tel El Farain, has been excavated since 2018, and in 2022, they found a new structure. As they slowly uncovered the structure that they initially believed was an ancient temple, they found intriguing artifacts, inscriptions, and symbols decorating the building which represented the eternal sun, gods of time, and astronomy. When they uncovered a large sundial, they realized they had discovered Egypt's first and largest known observatory. The L-shaped building is 9,150 square feet and featured a sloping shadow clock to track the sun's position throughout the day. Among the artifacts discovered in the building was a meerkat which tracked time overnight.
The observatory dates to the 6th century BCE and was constructed during a tumultuous period during late Egypt as foreign rulers became dominant in the region. Archaeologists have...
That kind of reminds me of that sunken city, Heraklion. You guys don't know about Heraklion? I could be saying it wrong. Heraklion? But it's basically a hidden city that was like this ancient seaport off the coast of Africa. Very interesting. Super huge back in the day. Wow. Drop your comments in below. Look at how huge they were.
I've heard from people in the Pentagon that the buzzword in the secret of secrets in the Pentagon is the Sumerian gods are returning, and that's what they're referring to as that whole area that Peter.
Wow! Can you repeat that again, just in case anybody missed it? The buzzword
in the Pentagon, and the military circles that are in the know about the cover up here, they kind of in whisper tones talk about the return of the Sumerian gods. And they're talking about the what we would call aliens or fallen angels returning into the Middle East, into Old Sumer area.
The Anunnaki.
Well, could be. I've heard.
You won't believe this, but in a remote gorge of Afghanistan, in the mountains at an altitude of 2,400 meters near the Jirirud River, stands the Jam Minaret. This mysterious tower, 65 meters tall, is known to few. The tower is renowned for its well-preserved, perfectly symmetrical decorations. Interestingly, the tower has no entrances, but inside it contains 2 spiral staircases, one leading up and the other down. What lies below is shrouded in secrecy, but a private expedition of archaeologists managed to delve into the depths of this structure. What they found left everyone in shock. The Jam Minaret, already an architectural marvel due to its intricate designs and hidden staircases, concealed an even greater mystery beneath its foundations. The archaeologists discovered a hidden chamber deep below the tower, filled with artifacts and manuscripts that could rewrite history.
Our world has more secrets than you think. Read our book. Link in profile bio.
Look at this structure. It almost makes you think, how did they construct something like this and they didn't have any cranes back in the day? That is wild.
Buzz Aldrin went down there to Antarctica and he made a tweet which got screenshotted and saved by thousands of people, thankfully, before it got deleted the next day. He said that there's people down here that were meeting that were facing the ultimate evil. And then they took him to meet somebody that he calls the Master. He said that we have a new enemy that can fly from pole to pole with extreme speed. Why would he make a statement like that? And there's an entire advanced civilization there, including some of the largest pyramids on Earth, right in Antarctica. Some type of exotic energy was draining his batteries on his cameras. He had to try 3 times to get this thing recorded properly. He said exotic energy. The #1 place in the world for technology research is right down there in Antarctica. I believe that as the ice is melting, they're finding remnants of an ancient civilization. We know that Antarctica was not a frozen tundra. These guys are pretty shaken up, you know. You know that from how hard it is for them to talk about what happened, that they went through something. It's pretty clear to see that something happened that affected them in a way that they'll probably never be the same again.
Buzz Aldrin went down there.
Yeah, Buzz Aldrin. Yeah, Buzz Aldrin. He always looks like, you know, he's got a secret that he can't say. Every time you hear him talk, he's like double questioning every single thought he's having. You could just see his mind running before he says something, man. There's definitely stuff he can't talk about.
This world is not what you have been told. Have you ever wondered why? This world is not what you have been told. Have you ever wondered why all these unexplainable ancient structures are built on the Earth's energy grid? The explanation stems from the emerald tablets of Thoth, who was also known as Idris, Enoch, Hermes, Metatron, or Quetzalcoatl. In these tablets, Thoth mentions a technology called Stargates many, many times. He explains that they enabled him to travel instantaneously between various locations on Earth and even to other worlds. And this is how these Stargates worked. The Stargates use Earth's energy grid, a network of natural energy lines that crisscross the planet. By aligning the Stargates with these energy lines, Thoth could tap into a limitless source of power, enabling instantaneous travel. These energy lines are now called ley lines to hide their true power, but it gets even crazier. Look at all these ancient sites, they all lie on Stargate locations. This is because Thoth built every single one. He traveled the globe spreading spiritual wisdom, advanced technology, and profound astronomical knowledge. This is also how every site aligns with constellations or celestial objects. Thoth was known by many names in different cultures because he used these stargates to travel and build sites. Do you think Thoth built more sites on other planets? This world...
No, I don't think he built it on other planets because we can't go to other planets. And no, I do not think Thoth was Enoch. I believe that Enoch was Enoch. Thoth could have been a creation from the Watchers, the fallen angels, and he was trying to spread heresy. That's what I believe. But that's just my thoughts. But that's just my take on it. Do your own research on everything. These videos are for entertainment purposes only. Do I believe Stargates are possible? Yes. Do I believe ley lines are possible? Yes. But Thoth being Enoch, that's borderline disrespectful. My man is battling a lion. Do not try this at home. Denzel, I knew he was real. The realest of the real. Jay-Z borderline going down with Diddy and all them. That's why he not messing with him. That's what if you ask me. He said, look, I don't want nothing to do with you. Get away from me, son. Get away from me. Look at Jay-Z pointing him like, this fool. Nah, we don't mess with you like that, buddy. That bass was starving.
A massive crater appeared in Siberia in 2017 and has been dubbed Gateway to Hell. However, everyone agrees that it is getting bigger. Scientists have no clue as to what has caused this phenomenon. It is estimated to be 0.6 miles long and 282 feet deep. The local Yakutia people report hearing ominous noises, leading some to call it a portal to the underworld. A massive crater appeared in Siberia in...
A massive crater in Siberia, you say? Let's dive into that.
This is the gateway to the underworld, or at least something equally creepy. The Botagaka crater in Siberia is 100 meters deep, a kilometer long, and is growing by about 10 meters each year. You could call it a climate crisis landmark. Usually, the ground in Siberia is super stable, thanks to a frozen layer of permafrost right beneath the surface. The ice is hundreds of thousands of years old. When the forest above today's crater was cleared in the 1960s, the permafrost started to melt. Warming temperatures in Siberia sped up the process. The ground collapsed, and it still does today. As the permafrost melts, the remains of plants and animals rot, releasing even more greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. This fuels climate change, and the crater keeps growing. The scientific term for Botagaka is mega slump, but the locals say that this is the gateway to the underworld, or at least something equally creepy. The Botagaka crater in Siberia is...
What is it? Drop in the comments what you guys think is going on here. I still have no idea.
In 2014, pilots that were flying over Siberia saw something really disturbing, a gigantic hole in the ground. And the disturbing part about this is that it was not there before. The photos are absolutely unreal. And when I first saw them, I thought, okay, maybe this is just a giant sinkhole. Sinkholes form when the ground beneath the surface gets dissolved or eroded and worn away by something like groundwater, for instance. Eventually, when the hole beneath the surface is big enough, the surface, which no longer has anything to support it, caves inward, swallowing everything that is on top of it and usually sucking some things in around it. Because sinkholes collapse into themselves, the rims of the sinkhole have pretty distinct looks to them. This new hole in Siberia is surrounded by debris that seems to have been thrown hundreds of feet away from the epicenter of the hole. This is something that you'd expect to see if an object smashed into the earth, forcing all the dirt to go flying in different directions and leaving a giant crater. And craters are nothing new on the planet Earth, but the craters that we're used to were formed by, I don't know, asteroids hitting the planet. And as far as
we all know, if you guys been watching me, craters are actually biblical fountains of the deep. When the windows got opened and the foundations of the earth started shaking, yes, those giant geysers are biblical fountains. But I'm gonna let her continue.
far as we can tell, there is no sign of any object smashing into the earth and creating this hole. Scientists have found elevated levels of methane in the water pooling at the bottom of the crater, which suggests that the gas is bubbling up from below. As a result, these craters are called GECs, or gas emissions craters. The fact that this is happening in the Arctic is a big deal because 23 million square kilometers of the northern hemisphere is covered in permafrost. Permafrost is any type of soil, sediment, or rock that has been frozen for a minimum of 2 years. The oldest recorded permafrost was found in Siberia and is estimated to be about 650,000 years old. Permafrost holds twice as much carbon as we have in the atmosphere in the form of partially decayed plants and animals. When the permafrost thaws, the microorganisms in there awaken and start to break down those plants and animals. The result of this metabolic process is the release of gases like carbon dioxide and methane. Methane is really important in this case because over a 20-year period, it has a warming potential that's 86 times higher than carbon dioxide. So you have this compounding problem. Climate change causes the thawing of permafrost, which releases microorganisms that go through a metabolic process that release gases that speed up climate change. And this process is the potential explanation for the formation of these exploding craters. A recent study suggests that gas emission craters form when subterranean methane accumulates under permafrost, causing pressure to build until the land gets deformed and eventually explodes.
Looks like some type of alien ship trying to come up out of there.
Brace yourselves for a shocking revelation. There's a crater in Siberia that's expanding at an alarming rate. Let's dive in. Deep in the heart of Siberia lies the Patomskiy crater, ominously dubbed the Gateway to Hell. This massive thermokarst depression is expanding by a staggering 35 million cubic feet every year. The culprit? Rising air temperatures melting the underground permafrost. As the permafrost thaws, it releases trapped carbon into the atmosphere.
All right, we get it. Is anybody going to tell us the truth?
While the Yamal crater looks at first like an ordinary sinkhole, there's something unusual visible around the edges. Most sinkholes have a rim that is flat, not raised, and while sinkholes collapse inwards, the team discovers debris spread far outside the crater. Debris like this can be thrown out by the impact of an asteroid, but there are no other signs of a massive object striking Earth. For the scientists, that leaves only one reasonable explanation: a gigantic natural explosion. So what could have provided the power for such a massive blast? There is no sign of lava or volcanic rock. So this clearly isn't a volcano. But exploring inside the crater, sampling the air and water at the bottom, the scientists do discover an intriguing clue: unusually high levels of a single gas, methane.
So this is huge bomb, methane bomb.
While the Yamal crater looks at
Patomskiy crater, a rock formation resembling a crater in dense taiga located in Siberia. Scientists do not know how it formed, but two theories seem most likely for now. The first being a meteorite and the second a volcanic or gaseous origin. The crater is estimated to only be 300 years old. The local indigenous people call it the Fire Eagle's Nest and consider it to be an evil place where animals will not go and where people feel unwell and can even disappear. Trees do not grow on the side of the crater, yet flourish for miles around it. An expedition in 2005 resulted in a geologist suffering a heart attack and dying as he neared the crater. There are also magnetic anomalies here. Patomskiy crater.
Damn. Something's definitely up with this Patomskiy crater. Portal to hell, whatever they called it. Something's definitely going on.
Have you ever heard about the Patomskiy crater? Located in the remote wilderness of Siberia, this large, mysterious crater has baffled scientists since its discovery in 1949. Unlike typical impact craters, the Patomskiy crater has a unique structure, with a raised mound in the center.
It does look like some type of ancient dragon's nest or something, like an ancient eagle nest. It does resemble that. Yeah, man, that's fascinating. I believe I did a whole episode way back in the day, but it might be time to bring this back to light soon. Hey, if y'all made it this far, be sure y'all hit that like and subscribe button. Drop a comment for the algorithm. The code word today is Friday Entertainment. If you hit me with Friday Entertainment, that lets me know that you're a real one and you watched the entire video through, and I really appreciate that, man. Y'all the real ones that making it this far, man. I'm trying my best to pump these boys out, man. I know I said 6 o'clock. I'm trying, y'all. It's stuff be popping up, but I'm doing my best, man. But I appreciate y'all for being here with me, making it on these waters this far, and I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow. I'm gonna have it out a lot earlier, and we should be going live either tomorrow or Sunday. We got a live coming, so y'all buckle up for that one. We're gonna be talking about all types of stuff live, communicating, you know, real time. I just want to say thank you. I love you guys. God bless, and I'm gonna see you on the next one. Your boy Jet Ski Chuck signing out. Peace.